Welcome to today's video on AWS Glue Data Quality. So we will talk about what is AWS Glue Data Quality, Glue Data Quality components and processes involved, how do we go about setting up the data quality rule sets, how to implement the data quality for the data at rest, how to implement the data quality while the data is getting processed, finally the demo involving all of the above. So let us talk about a typical scenario of where data from multiple data sources are collected and ingested into data platform. On top of that, business logic applied and aggregated to the level it's needed by the reporting and analytical applications like Tableau or Power BI, etc. So what if the quality of the source data is not checked? Over the time, the data contained within the data platform may become not trustable by the business users, and business users are not going to adapt the data platform. So setting up the custom data quality solution to monitor the data quality and alert during the ETL process could be time consuming. It involves the phase wherein the data analysis to be done to figure out the data quality rules and then write the code to monitor the quality of the data against those rules and alert it in case of any deviations detected. What is AWS Glue Data Quality? Previously discussed data quality problem is solved by AWS Glue Data Quality. It reduces the manual efforts in setting up the DQ check, and it is built on open source framework called DQ, and it automatically recommends the data quality rules based on the data sets. It can check the data quality for the data at rest, also in move during the ETL pipelines. It is serverless and scalable like Glue. So how to implement the data quality check for the data at rest using Glue data quality? So the entry point of the data quality check for the data at rest is Glue Data Catalog. Currently supports the data sources like S3, Redshift, JDBC data sources, and Iceberg tables, Apache Hudi, and Delta Lake tables. Once these data sources are cataloged in Glue Data Catalog and tables are created, as a next step, you can go ahead and create the data quality rules. So first step, we can get the rule recommendations from the Glue data quality. On top of that, we can make edits and finalize the rule set. Once the data quality rule set is finalized, we can go ahead and run the rule set, and the output of the rule set, which is data quality evaluation results, can be stored in CloudWatch S3. Okay, it is demo time. Let us go ahead and implement the AWS Glue data quality for the data at rest. So there are a couple of prerequisites we need to have for this demo. One is the S3 bucket with a bunch of folders to store the input file and the DQ result, script, etc. Second is an IAM role, which has access to the input data set, also to write the DQ results to CloudWatch. The third, Glue catalog table. We will be using the crawler to create the one. Okay, let's get into the action. I'm on AWS console. Navigate to S3. So I have one bucket already available. We'll be using it for the demo. And with which I already created bunch of folders. I'll quickly explain what these folders are meant for. So the input data, which contains the input data set, which we will be evaluating the data quality on. And then we have output data to store the output from the Glue ETL job. Then script to store the Glue ETL script. And then temporary directory. This is needed for the Glue ETL job again. And the last folder DQ results to write the DQ results or the evaluation of. Next step, let us go ahead and create the IAM role. navigating to the IAM from the search menu. Let's hit roles, hit create role, select AWS service, and we are going to give this role to Glue. So from the use case for other AWS services, I'm going to search Glue, select Glue and also this radio button. Select next. So we want to provide an admin policy to this role. It's really a bad practice in real world scenarios. We will not provide admin policy to this role. However, this is more for the learning purpose. It makes it simple to understand the concept. Okay, let's go ahead and search for admin, administrator access. Let's go ahead and select this. Click next. Let's give role a name. I'll be giving DQ underscore demo underscore role. So I'm just giving to be deleted towards end of it in the description, and rest we can leave it as a default options. Create role. Okay, let us see. We have the role created. DQ underscore demo role. Here we go. Role is ready. As a third prerequisites, we will be creating the Glue catalog table. So we have already placed the input data under the input data folder. We have created another folder called sales underscore CSV, and within which we have placed sales underscore CSV file. So now let's go ahead and create the Glue crawler, which will take the metadata from this CSV file and create a table under Glue catalog. Let's navigate to Glue from the search bar, open it in the new tab, click on databases. So I already have sales underscore database created. If you do not have any databases, go ahead and add database and give database a name and hit create database. For now, I'll be using the existing one, so I'm not creating the new one. So go to the crawler section, click on create crawler, give a name, sales underscore crawler, hit next. Is your data already mapped to Glue tables? Select not yet and add a data source. From here, the data source select S3, and location of the S3 data is within our account. So select in this account, and S3 path. Let's go ahead and browse where our source data is residing. Select the bucket name and select input data. I'll be selecting this sales underscore CSV folder. And end of the path, we will have to give one slash and leave rest of the options default. Click add an S3 data source. Done. Hit next. So here we need to select an IAM role which has access to the source data. Let's go ahead and search for DQ underscore demo, which we just created, and select it, leaving list of the options default. Hit next. So select the target database where this table has to reside. We have sales underscore database, and I'm leaving rest of the options default and hit next. Quick review and hit create crawler. So it successfully created the crawler. Let's navigate back to the crawler's page. Hit refresh. Our crawler is already ready. Select it and hit run. Okay, the crawler run has successfully started. So it probably will take a minute to complete the run. We'll pause the video here and resume on start. Okay, our crawler run has been completed and it says one table has been created. Now let's navigate to the table section. You should be able to see the newly created table. Hit refresh. Here we go. We have the sales underscore CSV table created. And here are the column names and things like that. So this is the one we will be using to build the data quality on top of it. With this, we have all of the prerequisites for the demo. Let's get into the building the data quality for data at rest. Okay, now let us go ahead and implement the data quality for data at rest. I'm on the Glue homepage. Let us click on the tables under data catalog, and we have the tables created by our caller. Click on the table name. So from the details of the table, we will be able to see the tab called data quality. Click on it. So if you scroll down, you'll be able to see the data quality snapshot, and here there is an option called data quality. So at the moment, we do not have any data quality rules associated with this table. We will be going ahead and creating the one. Hit create data quality rules. Okay. So on this page, what we see here in the rule set, the place we can go ahead and create the data quality rules. This is called DQDL language, which is data quality definition language, right? So on the left side, we have various options to build the rules, right? For instance, the column count and column data type, whether the column exists. So there are 40 plus data quality checks we'll be able to author using this page. So moreover, we have an option to automatically recommend the DQ rules. I have already run the DQ rule recommendation. So here I get insert rule recommendations already. But if you have not done this, you will have an option to recommend rules. Even now, I'll be able to do it by rerunning it, right? From more actions, click on it, go ahead and click recommend rules. Now we have to supply the IAM role, which has access to our data source. Let's select DQ demo role. And the number of workers to run this job, I'll go with 2 since it's very smaller data set, and click on recommend rules. So this process may take a minute or two. We'll pause the video here and resume once done. Okay, the rule recommendation process has been completed. Let us go ahead and insert some of the recommendations into our rule set. Click on insert rule recommendations. So here, just hit refresh over here. Right. So these are the inferences and the rule recommendations based on our data set, like a row count between 2 and 10. Is the order number complete, which is basically a mandatory column, and then the uniqueness of the order number is greater than 95%. There are bunch of other rules captured by this automated DQ rule recommendation process. So for demo purpose, we will go ahead and select couple of rules from here. Let's say a row count between 2 and 10, and if complete order number, which is order number should be mandate. That's for now. We'll go ahead and add selected rules. So 2 rules have been added. On top of that, let's say we want to build on custom rule based on the column count. So let's click on this option and click plus over here, right? So automatically this has been added. By default, column count equal to 10 comes up, right? So we'll go ahead and modify. Okay. So column count of our input data is definitely more than 2. So I'll go ahead and slightly modify this saying column count should be greater than 2. Okay, we done with the rule set. Now go ahead and save the rule set. We have to give the name. I'll say DQ rule set fail CSV and hit save rule set. Okay, has been saved. Now let's navigate back to the table details. So under the data quality, if you hit refresh, we should be able to see the rule set we just created. Select the rule set, go ahead and click run. We'll have to supply the IAM role for this. Select the DQ demo role, and here data quality actions, right? One, publish the run metrics to Amazon CloudWatch. And if you want to store the output into an S3 bucket, we can go ahead and select the path for it. For now, I'll just go ahead with the CloudWatch. And the last option here, run frequency. Right here we have on demand, or we'll be able to schedule it to specific date and time. And we can also go with the custom schedule. For now, I'll go with on demand. And let's click on additional configurations. Rest we can leave default except this requested number of workers. This is going to be a smaller data set. I'll just go with 2 instead of 5 and hit done. Okay. So the data quality rule set is just starting. Probably it will take a minute or so to complete. We'll pause the video and resume once it is done. Okay, now the data quality rule set run has been completed. So from here, if you click on this rule set, you should be able to see the result. It says data quality score is 100%. 3 out of 3 rules have been passed. And here comes the details of the rules, right? All the rules passed. And what is the rule definition on the details of the specific rule, right? So if you navigate above, there is a data quality snapshot. So which displays the outcome of the data quality rule run over time, right? So here we have one run. So it says data quality rule set sales underscore CSV is 100% with respect to data quality score, which is all passed, right? So provided this data quality rule in place and it is being run in the periodic intervals by the data stewards or the data analysts to check the data quality of the tables periodically to see whether are any data quality issues coming up. If so, they'll be able to take necessary actions to keep the data quality in control. Okay, let us see how to implement the Glue data quality for the data at moment. This is supported for all of the data sources supported by the Glue ETL job. And what to see on the big rectangle here is a Glue ETL job. The first step, data from the data sources are read. Then we have the node called evaluate data quality. So here we can define the data quality rules, and this node will evaluate those data quality rules and output the results. So based on the data quality check results, we can take actions. Either we can go ahead and continue the job in case the data quality checks are passed, or if we decide to load the target even after the checks have not passed, that's also possible. Or we can go ahead and fail the job in case of data quality rule failure. The outcome of the rules can also be written to CloudWatch as well as S3. After the data quality evaluate node, we can go ahead and have our regular nodes like an apply mapping, any other transformation nodes, and finally we can write the data into the respective target. So this is the process how we can go ahead and implement the data quality for the Glue ETL jobs. Okay, now let's go ahead and see how to implement the Glue data quality within the ETL job. So I'm on the Glue console, click on ETL job, go with visual with source and target, hit create. Let's click on the S3 bucket source, go ahead and choose our input file. Under input data, select sales underscore CSV and click insert schema, and we can leave rest of the info default. And go to the target. So here let's change the format to fork and select the output path. Choose here. And now let's go ahead and include a node to perform the data quality check. Click on this plus icon here. So under transform, we'll be able to see evaluate data quality node. Click on it. Okay, it has been added. Now let us go ahead and choose the parent node for this. Click on it. So before that, let's see what inputs we will have to provide here, right? Name is evaluate data quality. Fine, we don't want to change it. And node parent. Let us go ahead and change node parent to S3 bucket, which is going to be our input node. Okay, done. And here comes the rules, right? So we can go ahead and author our DQ rules in DQDL, data quality definition language, right? I'll keep this simple. For now, I'll just go ahead and select one rule based on the column count. Okay, click on this plus button, column count. By default, column count equal to 10 got added. So purposefully, we want to define a rule which fails the loading of the dataset. We know the dataset contains columns more than 5. Now, hypothetically, I'll go ahead and define the number of columns equal to, let's say, okay, and then data quality transform output. So what do we want to do with the output, right? I want the original data to flow from this node. Click original data, fine. And then the data quality results, right? So we can like write this data quality result into another node, and based on that we can take custom actions. For now, I'm not checking this, uncheck it. And here comes the data quality actions, right? What do we want to do based on the data quality action, right? We can publish the data quality outcome into the CloudWatch. On rule set failure, what do we want to do? We can continue the job as usual, or we can go ahead and fail the job after loading the target data, or we can fail the job without loading the target data. In case if we select the third option, fail the job without loading the target data, we get an option to output the results into a S3 bucket. So for now, we will say fail the job without loading the target data, and hit browse here, and then go ahead and select the path where you want to output the data quality results. I'll select the DQ results folder and choose. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much here. Nothing more. Right. Now let us navigate to the apply mapping, and we want to change the parent of this node as an original data here. I'll select this and go ahead and choose this original data node. I think we all set. Now go ahead and input some of the job details. Let's give job a name, Glue ETL DQ demo. Let's select an IAM role which we created earlier, DQ demo role. And then Glue version, let's go with pre language Python. We can go with GNX as a worker type. And registered number of workers, let's go by 2. We are not going to process a high volume data set. And hit advanced properties. Here the script file name comes automatically, but script path is something we want to change it. Hit browse S3, navigate to our bucket and select script folder. And similarly, we can disable the Spark UI. On the temporary path, let us select the folder which we created. Hit browse, navigate over our bucket and select the temp folder. Choose. And rest of the options we can leave it default and hit save. Okay, the job has been saved. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, job has been started successfully. Probably it will take a minute or two to complete. We'll pause the video here and we'll resume once it's done. Okay, now the job has been failed. Let's click on view details. Okay, under the driver logs, we can see the job failed due to failing DQ rules, which we know the reason, right? We have set the DQ rule where number of columns less than two. Okay, so this is a way how we can go ahead and implement the data quality for the Glue ETL job. Okay, we are almost at end of the demo. Let us quickly summarize what we have seen so far. Glue data quality is built on open source framework called DQ. It can recommend the data quality rules based on the dataset. It can check the data quality at rest as well as in move. It is serverless and scalable like Glue. For data quality in move, all of the data sources supported by Glue ETL are supported. For data quality at rest, it supports data sources like S3, Redshift, ODBC, Iceberg, Hoodie, and Delta Lake tables. So thanks for staying in. We will meet you again with another interesting video. Thank you.